trying to reverse the nation's deadliest drug crisis is having an impact on healthcare providers. President Donald Trump has said part of his plan is to reduce the number of legally prescribed opioid painkillers by 1/3 over the next 3 years. Doctors in our area have already been trying to reduce the number of opioids they prescribe, but say it's not helping. Physicians in North Dakota say even though there have been decreases in legal opioids, the number of overdose deaths is still on the rise.
Well, we looked from the 1990s to the 2010, when we looked at how much of a rise of opioids were being used, we had a quadrupled the amount of opioids being used, right? When we looked at how much Americans reported their pain, we didn't decrease that by the same rate. We had no change in Americans' perception of their pain report.
The North Dakota Attorney General says it's possible the state could join a number of other states suing big pharma companies for misleading the medical community about the dangers of painkillers.
Speaking of North Dakota's AG, he also has some advice when it comes to pain medication. Look for less addictive options. North Dakota's Wayne Stenjum has been working with a coalition of attorneys general across the country in an ongoing investigation to evaluate whether manufacturers have engaged in unlawful practices in the marketing and sale of opioids. He notes that nationwide and in North Dakota, opioids, prescription and illicit, are a major cause of drug overdose deaths, and doctors should be looking more at offering people alternatives to opioids.
The new standard is no longer than 3 months. It is not intended for long-term relief of chronic pain. There are other medications, there are other treatment options that aren't addictive.
You can hear more from the Attorney General on Point of View on KX4 with Chris Berg beginning at 6:30 tonight.
Some of the finest educators from across the country are being honored in Washington, D.C. We'll have details later on Valley News Live at 6.
While our northern valley is undergoing some thunder showers, severe weather once again plaguing the nation's central plains, snow in the Rockies. Your hour-by-hour forecast shows a continued mild trend. Details are straight ahead.